Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Jimmy with One Road, and today I'm going to be diagnosing possibly a bad water pump. You see, about 3 months ago, I replaced the water pump on my 1995 GMC Suburban. I opted for a Murray branded water pump, and it was their HD version, so their heavy duty version. From what I was able to read is the heavy duty version contained better bearings and all that good stuff, so I thought, hey man, I want one that's going to last and I'm not gonna have to worry about the water pump ever again. Unfortunately, I think I might have to be changing it out just 3 short months later. When this truck is cold, I'll start it up, and then you'll just hear like this chirping sound, and it really sounds like bearings just chirping as they spin around. Pretty loud and annoying. I initially thought it was the idler pulley, so I went ahead and replaced that. That wasn't the problem.
Oh no, that wasn't it.
So of course, my next suspect was the water pump. What's funny is I just got done driving a 2,100 mile road trip towing a really heavy 6x12 trailer, and I had no problems with cooling or anything like that at all. The sound is fairly hard to pinpoint. It does seem like it's coming from the water pump, but it also could be the tensioner pulley. So my first order of business is going to be to take the belt off, and that way I can try to spin some of the things like the water pump and the tensioner pulley, see if there's any play in the bearings, and just really try to pinpoint where this sound is coming from. All right, so the belt's off, and I just wanted to spin these two pulleys just so you guys can hear what they sound like. That one sounds fine. I don't hear anything that would give me any concern. Okay, now listen to this one. First of all, I do want to say the engine is still warm, so usually the chirping only happens when it's dead cold, like first morning start or it's been sitting for a few hours. But listen. Correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty sure a water pump isn't supposed to whine like that. That's gotta be the source of my noise. So what do you guys think? I mean, as of this point, I am like 99.99999% sure that that water pump is the problem. We'll hope that this is just an anomaly and that the new water pump will solve all the problems and be good to go for many years to come. Okay, so small update. There's a plug in the top of the water pump that I cannot get out. This happened to me last time. It took me like, I'm not kidding you, 2 hours just to get this plug out. And that was like me putting it in a weird position, sticking my Allen wrench in there and like kneeling on it with all of my body weight. So I've been trying to do the same thing that I did last time, not budging. I don't get it, man. I just can't get it. Essentially, where that plug is removed, this has to go back in. So this is the piece that I need to put back in. That goes to the, I think the rear heater for the back of the car. All right, by golly, I'm getting it. All I did was took my rubber mallet and just went boom, boom. Hard hits. That thing is as good as out. Wow. Holy schmolies. Look at that. That's the plug, man. A little plastic cap right there. Wing nut looking thing. This thing here is the radiator drain plug. Just gonna turn that thing and get it all to come out. It is kind of hard to really get to. without trying to break it. There she goes. Draining out. I got a big catch pan under here catching everything. Tried to put a rag in there just to catch any splash, but that doesn't seem to really be working. Got to take off this bell housing, pulley, whatever you want to call it. A couple of bolts on this one. This is a 95, so it's a little bit different than 96 and up. This one, the stock radiator fan and clutch would be bolted right to here. Of course, you can see some wires here. I have this dual electric fan system installed, so I don't have my fan blade on here, but this is right where it would be bolted to, and you're literally doing the same exact thing with these 4 bolts or 4 nuts, except I just don't have a fan here. Wow. Yeah, I can hear the bearings. It doesn't sound good. So I'm happy that I'm doing this. Next, we need to remove the 4 bolts that are holding the actual water pump to the motor. And there's one there, one right below it, and then there's 2 more in here. Get out. Let's go. Okay. All right. You know what? I gotta take these studs out of here, actually. Forgot about that. The pump is removed and the mounting surfaces are clean. There's the other one down there. So this plug, I'm gonna go ahead and put in here, and I'll tighten it to about 35 pound-feet. And I have my trusty Harbor Freight torque wrench here. These things get good reviews, guys. You should look them up. It's supposed to be pretty accurate for the cost. I think on sale I paid like 10 bucks for this thing, or 12 bucks after tax, I don't know, something like that. But pretty amazing deal. There we go. Ah, the smell of RTV. I don't even know if this does anything. Aren't you supposed to let this like kind of dry or get tacky before you put it in? Oh well. Okay, tighten her down. It. All right, so I've been able to get the new water pump in there. I did put some RTV on the back side of the gaskets and stuck it to the water pump. And then what I did was I put 1 bolt, the top bolt, on each side and just kind of fished it down there really gently. Started 1 bolt and started the other bolt, got them, in there. And then I knew the gaskets were good, so I was able to let it sit there and start the bottom 2 bolts. And they're basically just snugged up right now. If any of you guys don't know, with the torque specs, I'm reading in my Chilton book here, water pump bolts, and it looks like 30 pound-feet. Okay, let's double check them all. Okay, 40. Get on there, man. Let's go. I have time for this. All right, guys, everything is back together. I've double and triple checked everything. I've even put the belt on. The one thing that irks me just a little bit is this quick disconnect fitting. I don't know if you can see the tube coming out of there. It just seems crooked. And I've tried to fix it, and it does go in straight, but when you attach the mounting hardware here for that, it tweaks it again. I went to Ace Hardware and actually bought this 50/50 pre-diluted Peak antifreeze, and this was only $5 a gallon. So I bought 2 of them. I'm just going to fill my whole system up with this new stuff. It's supposed to work with any make and model, no matter what type. This truck takes the orange Dexcool, but apparently this stuff is the same stuff. It works no matter what. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to start filling her up. Goodness, guys, you are not going to believe what's been going on. So the last time I left off with you, it was yesterday. It was last night, and I was filling up the antifreeze into the system. What happened was there was a leak, and the leak started coming out of this guy. Remember I pointed to the heater hose up there, and I said, that doesn't really look right to me, but we'll just go with it. And then I started filling it up. Well, that little clip, the little fitting inside there failed. And this thing was $8.99 at O'Reilly, so yeah, hopefully this one will work. I don't see why it wouldn't, but I'm just saying. So yeah, this is just your standard quick disconnect. This is a GM version. The Ford versions I think are all made of plastic. This one's made out of metal. They come out of the top of the water pump. Some water pumps don't have them. This is mainly for the rear heater, I guess, in this Suburban. So if you have like a pickup truck, you might not even have this. All right, so you just take the end of this heater hose and essentially just pop it in. I think that's in there. I filled it up with antifreeze. I have the cap off, or it's not off, but it's just like loose. I'm gonna be able to hopefully turn the car on. And the whole point of this was because I was pretty much suspecting, remember I said it was 99.9999% sure that it was the water pump that was making that kind of grinding bearing sound. So hopefully that's what the problem was. I'm gonna start this thing up and hope that there's no grinding sounds again. If it is, I'm going to be extremely happy. I mean, if there's not, I'm going to be extremely happy. If there is, then that means one of either two things. That means either it's something that's way more simple or something that's way more serious. So we will see as soon as I start this thing up. Open the garage door. Got the key in. And listen to that, the sound of beauty. Wow, I am really happy right now. Uh-oh, uh-oh. That almost sounds like a different sound. No way, I'm hearing it. Wow. It's gotta be this thing. It's gotta be that. It's the only thing left. Go ahead and laugh at me. Do it. I want you to laugh at me. I want you to write comments down there and tell me how dumb I am. I'm just sitting here throwing parts at my truck, hoping that I'm fixing the right thing. This just goes to show you how incredibly hard it is to find a chirp and diagnose it correctly and fix it. I kind of know what I'm doing under the hood. I mean, I'm not a master mechanic, but I kind of have a good general sense of what I'm doing. It was just so hard to pinpoint the sound. And now that I've replaced the idler pulley and the water pump, I have to say, it's probably, again, 99.99999% the actual tensioner pulley. I can't imagine it being anything else under the hood. It's gotta be the tensioner pulley. That's the last thing there. So I guess I'll go ahead and throw that at it. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up if it helped you at all. Comment below and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I am going to be posting many more videos regarding automotive stuff, especially regarding this truck. And I have a surprise for you guys coming up. I just got a new rig, a new family rig, and it's very, very similar to this Suburban. That's just a clue, but I'll have that in an upcoming video for you guys. Thanks again. You're watching One Road. Peace out. I'll see you next time.